Hi, we are in Engineering 6. This is Organic Supplements, presenting our Project 2 audio sampler. I'm Beatrice from Section A03.
Hi, I'm Iris Sanchez, and I'm from Section A11.
My name is Eric Carrillo, and I'm from Section A05.
So first of all, we are doing the audio sampler, and what we have presented here are 9 buttons, and each of them can load a file, a WAV file, and it can hold multiple songs per button. And when you click the first one, let's for example, it will play the audio file. And so what other stuff we have here is that there is a length duration of how long that file is. We also have a pause button, a resume button, and a stop button. And we also have the graph to show how long it is. So how we were able to present that is we set each of these buttons into handles.audio, which is a handle that is presented through or like used with the pause callback, the handles audio, the stop callback, and also the resume. So another one we have here is the start and stop for the chop. So this goes by seconds. So if you want to start at 3 seconds and end at 7 seconds, it will chop it into that certain amount of audio sample. So how we were able to do that is by getting the user's time. We turned it into a number and multiplied it by the frequency, and then set it into a start and also set it into the stop. And then with that, we changed the play audio with a new handle, and it corresponds throughout the entire program.
Alright, so I'm going to be talking about the special effects. So here's my flowchart. So we start off with first uploading a file, whatever the user .wav file it is. And so once that file is uploaded, they have the choice of adding effects. If they don't want any effects, then it should play the original sample. But if the user decides to add effects, these are the 5 effects they could use. They have reverse, delay, speed level, voice removal, and toe control. And so once these have been chosen, and my explanations are down here, then the sample should run with the effects. So if we go back to our GUI, we load in, let's say, Arthur, open, and let's play that. And so we hear it, and now we're going to pause it, and now we're going to reverse sample of Arthur. And at first it's gonna pause for a bit, but it'll run. There you go. I don't know why that happened, but you know, it works, so that's all that matters. So basically how I did this code was, let's go to my reverse. So here's my reverse function. So basically the way we did it is, first we got the value just to check if the user checked the box or not. So if the value of that checkbox is 1, then the handle's frequency would stay the same, but we would set the sound flipped up, so that way it plays the song backwards. And once they uncheck it, then it goes back to the original sound. So, and then my other effects are, here they are. Delay, instead of the same concept with the checkbox, but instead I had to add the lengths between the first two columns since that's the button where I put them in. For speed level, I actually did a pop-up menu, so each time the user selects a specific speed level, so I did twice of it, 3 times of it, and 4, so I just multiplied that by the frequency. And yeah, and I'll play you one more time the effect. And there it goes.
Alrighty. So let's talk about this keyboard that's up here. Basically, this keyboard interacts pretty much independently. It doesn't really have to do with any of the load or push buttons up here. So let's just take a look at how this works first. Basically, you just click one of these push buttons and it'll play the note that is written on the push button. So this will play C, and then these two text and drop menus here will indicate the type of wave that it is. So we'll just do the same thing, but this time it'll be a sawtooth wave, which sounds a lot more ugly. And then the duration can be changed so that it plays for, let's say, 3 seconds. We'll just do sine because the other one's loud. So as you can see, it plays for a little bit longer, and you can do that for an octave higher, and all these notes in between, basically. So let's take a quick look at this little flow chart. So as you can see, piano keys, duration, and then once the duration has been chosen, then select the key you would like to hear. There are 13 different notes. The specific note will be played, so it's not too complicated. Let's look at the MATLAB code. So how we did the interaction between the drop menu and the actual notes, so that you can choose the waves and you can dictate how long you want it to be, is we took handles from that drop menu and we used if and else statements to basically determine which wave is generated. So what we had to do is we had to convert, I'm not even looking at the code here, we had to convert so we got handles here, we created a cell structure, we used handles to get that information, and then for, let's say, this E flat note, we set seconds equal to, no, the wrong one. So we set the wave type equal to the value of that handle from the piano menu, and then if wave was equal to 1, it acted correspondingly to whichever wave you wanted to hear. And then for the seconds, we did the same thing, but for the text file, not the text file, the edit text box, number second over here, we did the same thing. We used handles. We converted it to a double so that you can actually manipulate it with the other variables here. And then we did the same thing here. And then t equals linspace, the second. Yeah, okay. Let me explain this a little bit better. So t equals, we use linspace to equally space it between from 0 to however many seconds you want. And then we multiplied 44,100 by the amount of seconds you want. So you end up with, 44,100 samples per second. And that's how that keyboard works. Let's just play a little bit of... Oh. Yes. Okay, yeah, that's how that keyboard works.
And that is it for our program, and thank you.